hottest in the game, ready to ignite. Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright. Caffeine was fueling his creativity inside. Got a YouTube channel where he's shining so bright. MTG 3, the show that takes flight. He's a lyrical beast, spitting fire with every bite. Rap metal flow, pounding beats to win sight. No one can stop him, he's on a meteoric height. Super fast tortoise, the champion of the fight.
Are you listening?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise, and you just saw a very, very, very close up of Hillbilly's face. Sorry for the inconvenience. You need to bleach it under the kitchen sink if you need to bleach your eyes because of that.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're back.
Good morning.
Welcome
Good morning.
to the show, everybody. Welcome to the Super Fast Tortoise Show. In fact, we're so excited to be here. I have some bad news for everybody, and that's tomorrow. There's not going to be a stream tomorrow morning. Hillbilly and I have appointments that cause conflict with the time.
Yeah, I ain't gonna have a stream either in the morning. I forgot about that.
I won't be able to be available tomorrow because I got one of my nurses coming over to check out the house.
Well, you know whose fault it is why we can't have a stream tomorrow, don't you, Tortoise?
It's your fault.
No, it's actually James Willis's fault.
It's James Willis's fault.
He went outside and shook that king. That's why we can't have a stream tomorrow. Dag blaggy.
James Willis, what's up?
Morning,
Good morning,
James.
James. Woo-woo.
What's up, James? I'm just kidding.
Poor
I'm sure
James.
you are.
So bullied because he has the power.
Yeah, he does.
I thought Superfast had the power.
Yep.
Well, you ain't
He's
experienced the cane shaking of James Willis yet.
He's in control.
He's in control. Well, if you haven't, you should go check out our sponsor, cardsutopia.com. They're having a sale on goodies where you can get this dice bag. Not that dice bag, this dice bag. Well, I'll tell you what. If you use the code FDAY, you can get Hillbilly's dice bag 30% off. That's worth the deal. But what you don't want to use the code on this bag, $45, because it's worth all the money.
That's just wrong.
get this money. Anyways, you get cool different dice bags. You can get lapel pins that are looking cool limited time. You can get a lotus petal dice holder. And you get all 30% off at cardsutopia.com. Just remember to type in the code FDAY on your checkout.
Nice.
Father's Day.
Look at that.
Right.
I even smacked down Hillbilly's dice bag. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But you can find our dice bags at cardsutopia.com, our official channel sponsor.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Woo! Hope you guys are ready for a show today. Today we have a topic that's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun. I know some of you don't read the topic till it's too late.
I can't. Yeah, I didn't read the topic. I didn't get onto whatever it is. But
Yeah, I
you'll
got
tell us the topic later on.
I'll tell you the topic when we get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But first we got several things to do. Like the first thing. I said first on purpose. Is the first segment of the day. Hillbilly knows what the first segment of the day is.
Oh yeah, it is time for the
Card of the day.
First card of the day. Carter, Doom Scourge. 2 generic, a black and a red. When card or Doomscourge enters the battlefield, until your next turn, creatures your opponents control can attack. Attack each combat fable and attack a player other than you, if able. Whenever an attacking creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life.
Ooh, I need this card.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
I have this card somewhere, I believe, unless I got rid of it, which I don't recall. This
Nice.
card is pretty spicy. Like I need to go through my cards to see if I can find it to put in my Valky deck because this is pretty spicy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Protection gives you protection and makes your opponent attack.
yeah. Make your opponents attack each other for a minute. It's basically goading your opponents without saying the word goad. Which I chose this card because goad is a mechanic that this is basically referring to, and and today's topic is what if we created MTG ability, you know?
Hmm.
Okay. Well,
Now let's roll to some pictures of the day. Pictures of the day. Boom. There you go. There's a picture of me in the morning. Life without coffee is like something without something. Sorry, I haven't had enough coffee yet. That's exactly how I look in the morning when I wake up. I'm like, what?
I got to take off for a couple minutes. I'll be back.
All right. Due to unfortunate circumstances, I am awake.
Ooh.
Yeah. And one for Mrs. Hillbilly. Boom. Did you say coffee? Wow. Yeah. It's a Tigger. T-I-double-gut-er.
Wahoo!
Yep. He's bouncing. I can't remember the song. The song, yeah, it goes like, you know, everybody wishes a Tigger, but I'm the only one. Yeah.
Yep.
Then, boom. This is a picture of Hillbilly. Before coffee, after coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Coffee. Indubitably. Woo woo. Then, check out the comment section. World, what's good? Well, James Lewis, are we going for 2 hours to make up for tomorrow's show? I don't know. Maybe we can. Now we know what makes the Tigger bounce. That's right. So, oh man, you got some excitement in your veins. I can feel it in my fingers. I can feel it in my toes. Magic the Gathering's all around us, and the magic feeling grows. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be excited, Hillbilly.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, you gotta be excited. Look at you. Look at you. Yeah, you're just thinking about one thing and one thing only.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. You're thinking about the early access streamer event starting 8 a.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday, June 5th.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
And people can submit decks that they would like to see ran, as long as they have some MH3 cards in it.
Right? Look at you. You know, there are more things in life than just Magic the Gathering. I hope you know.
There is.
Says the guy who plays Pokemon.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also,
Gotta catch them all.
gotta catch them all.
That hasn't been the
Pokemon.
case for a trade, but okay.
And also coming up, we got a Waffles has a pool game extravaganza June 22nd at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. $6 per pull. Pre-order till June 7th. $7 per pull after June 7th. Every 5 pulls bought equals 1 extra spot on a prize wheel. Grand prize is a Modern Horizons 3 Play Booster box. Then you visit YouTube or Patreon for information to see all prices. Additional bonuses for Patreon members. Check out his Patreon page. And there are links to pay. And there's cards at the bottom you can win out of the pool game. Yeah, so check that out. Like some shilling, and more shilling. Captain Waffle's not a sponsor, but he's been so busy taking care of his family, he hasn't been able to bid on the show. So I figure I can help him out a little there. And a lot goes on because, you know, responsibilities.
You are watching Super Fast Tortoise.
Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee and stay awake and bright.
Look at you. Boom. Got so excited there. We got to roll to the question of the day. Question of the day.
Presented by Discord, we have the question of the day.
The question of the day was brought to you by me. About I, the only one in my life. Yeah. The question is a pretty good question. Oh, man. Hillbilly, you ready?
Oh yeah.
Question of the day. If you could work for Wizards of the Coast and you were put on a special design team to create a new type of Magic the Gathering game as like a sub game, separate game, side game, something that's not directly the card game, what would you create?
I know my first choice would be a sequel to Chandelier.
Chandelier.
A sequel to that game.
Chandelier. That's actually not a bad idea. Or make like an updated version of it.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of doing that with Forge, but I would want something more official for that. Was what I'm talking about.
I'd bring G.I. Joe into the mix. Heck, they're bringing everything on singles. Why not?
G.I. Joe.
Yeah, G.I. Joe.
But anyways, well, think about something like another game. Like when I came up with the question, I was thinking of this game that we have called. Well, usually it's right there, but we moved the game. But it's a card drafting game, kind of thing. It's Dominion. Dominion is the name of the game. It's a drafting game, all about drafting, but it's not like drafting Magic cards. But you're like buying Magic. You're buying cards to add to your deck, and you're trying to make it the best deck to win the game. I would make a Dominion. I'd do a Dominion style drafting game for Magic the Gathering, so it's its own condensed board game. It'd be Dominion, but with Magic the Gathering characters and some mechanics that would mess with people's hands and emulate the competitive nature of drafting. I think, like real drafting, but board game style.
Interesting.
What do you got, Hillbilly?
I would bring in, the ability. There's so many abilities that they've done already. It's kind of a hard question. Because, you can make some broken abilities, or you can make some niche abilities. I'd make more ramp abilities, but I'd put them in all the colors instead of just green. Green is all rampy. So you can play those big old creatures, but need more ramping. And I'd make the ability to where you can play multiple lands,
Right.
of any color, once per turn.
You're jumping ahead, like a side set. Like if you could make a Magic the Gathering product that's not Magic the Gathering, what would it be?
Not Magic the Gathering product.
Yeah, not like the card game, but like a subsidiary game. Like they've made board games, they've made like other things outside of Magic that's Magic related. Like they made that one Quest game, that game where you had tallies down and you had cards based off Magic the Gathering characters and figurines that went around the board and you battled it out. Like something completely different.
How about a Monopoly game with Magic the Gathering character? You ain't done that.
Yeah.
I would actually play that because I do like board games.
Mm-hmm. Board games. So fun. Yeah, there's a lot of good things. A lot of fun things to get into that.
Yep.
But as we roll into today's topic, what if we create an MTG ability in Magic? Can you imagine creating an MTG ability? Like, what if we were given the power and authority in Magic the Gathering to create a new mechanic in Magic the Gathering? It could be a evergreen mechanic, a set only mechanic. It could be something experimental. It could be a mechanic that already exists but has no name. like the ability to draw a card and discard a card when a creature deals combat damage. Looting, as known as the community, but not a name on a card. I would be down to make that a mechanic, but what would be a design for fun and interesting for mechanics like that?
Huh. How about free creatures?
Free creatures?
Yep.
Like, how would you make that a mechanic? I mean, they do have 0-drop creatures. Like, how would you make free creatures a mechanic? Like, discard a card from your hand, exile a card from your hand, play like a force mechanic?
You would play double lands, and when you 2 lands come on the battlefield, you get to search your library for however many lands you got and play it on the
Right.
battlefield for free. That'd be kind of broken, but it'd be just something different.
Wow. Oh yeah, and one thing I'd make a mechanic would be called Graveborn or something like that, where because they made a card like this, but they haven't made multiple cards like this. But they made a card that can only be cast from your graveyard or put into play from the graveyard. I'd make a creature type around that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be exciting. Besides the looting mechanic, I loved looting a lot. Like creatures that deal combat damage and you draw a card and discard a card.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to make that a mechanic, but also I would like to make a mechanic that where you have a creature, you can pay a little bit of mana to shuffle back into your library and get an ability like a fight mechanic, or not a fight mechanic off that ability, but like a draw card mechanic or something like that. A little weird ability to shuffle creatures back in your graveyard. One is, but also too as a way to have like a triggered ability happen. Like you shuffle a card into your library, you deal 2 damage to an opponent or a creature an opponent controls, something like that. And then in nature of having fun.
Another thing I would do is something similar to that. I would make a card that says you have no graveyard. When your creature dies, it gets shuffled back into your deck.
Right.
And opponents, and then also on that card, it would say when your opponent's creatures die, they get exiled.
Oh yeah. So that could be a fun mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
So every card that goes to the graveyard would be exiled instead.
Yep, all but yours.
Just like the black ley line does. That's pretty cool. That's not a bad idea. Have that be a thumb theme. Then I guess when they do that, they'd actually make that weird Eldrazi mechanic where they like you get an ability or something can only be cast from exile, but your opponent's exile. Like you can exile cards or do something. Put a card. No, that wouldn't work because you have to put them in the graveyard from exile. That'd be an interesting workaround.
Yep.
So you just want to neuter the reanimator mechanic.
Oh yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You neuter the reanimator mechanic, but also protect your creatures because they go back into your deck.
Well, if they can go back in the deck, yes. That's a function. If you have no graveyard, but everything shuffles back in your library, that'd be very interesting.
Oh yeah,
very interesting. Another I like the idea of a free creatures ability. I'd like, but you have to have a workaround ability to make it happen. Like the force mechanic, I said force mechanic, like force will. If you exile the card, 2 cards from your hand, you get to play for free. Which you're kind of doing something on the similar lines of that in Modern Horizons 3, where you sacrifice a creature, you can play the spell for free.
Mm-hmm.
But we have Cascade and Discover, which lets you get cards for free off that. I wonder if there would be a fun mechanic where cards were free, but only from a suspend point of view. Like the card costs nothing because they've done this before with some spells. They have no mana cost, but the only way to cast them is to put them in suspend for like 3 turns and they come to play.
Yep, they got a card like that in Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, yeah. Doctor Who, your deck had some suspend mechanics in it.
Yep, it had
Yeah.
lots of it. And there was
Yeah.
one card I could not play unless it was suspended in that deck.
Suspend.
Yep.
Suspend is a really fun mechanic. I think they really fix it up with plot. Plot's like a better suspend now.
I like plot better.
But like another ability I'd like to have is like, yeah, like instead of discarding, but like if you could like shuffle a couple cards from your hand on your library, or put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library and cast a spell for free. That would be interesting too, because you're stopping yourself from drawing extra cards. How interesting it would be. Discussion shows how difficult it is for watching RD to discussion shows how difficult it is for watching an R&D department. It's because it's easy to come up with an idea. It's harder to make it work correctly.
Yep.
Like I like crew as a mechanic on a basic level. Not a big fan of vehicles myself. I think the saddle mechanic was just pointless, but they like, let's crew, but on a creature. I'm like, okay.
Well, now that I have played with the saddle mechanic, it's
Mhm.
not as bad. It's not as bad as
It's not horrible. It's just kind of pointless.
Not really. Let's say
Because
you got
like in order to make the mechanic work, they had to give the tapped creature and a reason why to tap down other than riding a creature. But they had to tap down a creature to activate an ability. It's like saddle, ride, get an extra ability. They're like, it's like crew, but a little bit better because you're getting something out of tapping the creature more than just anything else.
I love playing the Calamity with Her of the Pigs because that's 2 creatures that comes in. Only takes damage for those 2 creatures coming in. Plus, they're taking damage from the attack. Very good.
Right. Another mechanic I'd like to see is another mechanic I'd like to see come back and named is the ability when a creature deals combat damage, it gets a +1/+1 counter on it. Like I wish that'd be named like not Bloodthirst. Bloodthirst is already taken, and it's the creature comes into play with like X amount of +1 counters equal to the amount not equal, but if an opponent was dealt damage this turn. But there's an ability that vampires have for Ministerod where if they deal combat damage to a player, they get a +1 counter. I wish that whole mechanic had a name, like Bloodletting or I don't know, Blood Strike, something interesting. I like abilities that happen on combat damage a lot. Because if you hit an opponent and get an ability, you just feel a little something extra there. Feel something a little bit better. Like there's a mechanic called James Willis that I want to design. Whenever you shake your can at this guy, you get to play a card for free.
I mean, there's so much stuff they can do, but sometimes it's kind of hard to think of what kind of new mechanic to make.
Well,
That's
yeah,
why
but think about like a mechanic that can improve one of your decks right now. Like for example, if you had an ability like +1 counter synergy, what if you had an ability like Bloodthirst that like you dealt combat damage, a creature came into play with additional +1 counters if your opponent was dealt damage, something like that could enhance your deck. But like, what would be something that could enhance your deck? Well, +1 counters is kind of a theme of standard at the moment. So what if you had an ability called negative, right? And say the negative had a number like -1, -2, -3. When a card with negative comes into play, you may remove +1 counters off a creature, then have an expensive ability. Like the creature costs 2 mana, has -1. and it's a 2/2. And when it comes into play, you remove with the +1 counter from a creature. You do 3 damage to target creature you don't control. That could be interesting.
Yeah, it would be interesting.
You know, a new mechanic. Usually, when they make a new mechanic, fits with an old mechanic very well.
That's all we drink is Triple Fruit Spot.
Yep.
Oh, that's mom talking in the background.
Yep.
You hear?
Yeah.
Okay, well, hang on. I don't know who she's talking to,
It's funny. I'm like, I was hearing it, and I thought it was Miguel's grandma or something talking in the
I did
background.
too, but
So I was just ignoring it. Then I realized it was mom. But yeah, so there's like what's a mechanic you wish existed?
That's kind of hard to think of. I mean, this is a good topic. That's for sure, because it does make you think.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of what to call it, but let's say playing a card. Say you're playing, let's say black and green.
Right.
All right, you play a 1/1 on your first turn.
Right.
Next turn you play another 1/1, but it'll come in as a 2/2.
Right.
And then next turn you play another 1/1, but it comes in as a 3/3.
Right.
See where I'm going with this?
Like they kind of have that ability already, but it's not an ability named. They have creatures whose power and toughness are equal to the amount of creatures you control, and they're like usually like stars. So it counts itself as a 1/1. You play another one, it's a 2/2, and you play another one, it's a 3/3. Now that's normally like one creature with that ability that has that name, and you play multiples.
Yeah.
So are you talking about like different creatures that stack up like that? Because you could have like a set where a few of the creatures are exactly like that. So in your commander deck, you play
They are basically 1/1s.
right.
They have the power of 1/1s. They don't have that star on them.
So what if we took that idea? Say you had a 1 mana for a 1/1. Well, let's say 2 mana for a 1/1. Let's not bust up mechanic too much. And the creature comes into play, and if you control a creature, it comes into play with a +1/+1 counter. So it kind of scales up, or it comes into play with a +1 counter for each creature you control. So 1, 2, 3. You have like 100 tokens. You just have the most busted creature out there. But it's look at this. Captain Waffles has one. This is mechanic I would do is chaos. Pay XXX. Choose a random which player to sacrifice X permanents, discard a card, or lose X life. That's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
I mean, there's so many ideas that you can come up with. Sometimes it's kind of hard to come up with an idea.
Well, I like to try to figure out mechanic ideas that I think I like. Like I said, the whole looting mechanic I love the most, but that's common. The thing that happens to the player is random too. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. You love random order. We'll see, like I'd like a mechanic called bloodshed, right? You have a creature that has bloodshed 1. Let's just say bloodshed 1, or just bloodshed. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1 counter on it. Right?
Uh-huh.
But if you make it where you have bloodshed 1, 2, 3. If the creature with bloodshed 3 has on it, and it says whenever a creature an opponent controls die, you get 3 +1 counters on it. That would definitely be like a blackish card, black reddish card.
Yep.
So you can, when your removal spells will buff up a creature. I like that simple kind of interaction. I'm pretty sure some of the ideas we've talked about have been through Watsy's brain. They probably don't know where to put them, or they're having a hard time balancing it out.
Well, since I got vampires black, white, and red,
Yeah.
I'll make that card in that color, black, white, and red.
Right, well, a mechanic, yeah. But well, what if they like? I think that the mechanic would have to be black inclined, so the card would either be black red or black white in the set.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep. But
also known as Mardu, Mardu, Mardu,
yeah.
Mardu in the air, wa la la, Mardu everywhere, la la la. I don't know. I think it's pretty interesting. Like the whole idea of coming up with mechanics is it's pretty neat. Like one of the weirdest mechanics I ever played with was not Fortel. I can't remember the name of the mechanic itself,
What did
but
it
it's
do?
from the original Ravnica block from Dissension. You pay mana cost of your upkeep, and you reveal a card from your hand, and you get a light ability. It was kind of dumb, but I think they can make a card with a reveal cost, or like a reveal cost where you reveal a card, you get a scry one, and I think they should do that. Like scry one, scry two, reveal the card, scry this many times, or make a mechanic like beginning. Like imagine this. They kind of already have the mechanic designed on the ley lines. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you start it with your opening hand, you put it into play. But what if they made a weird mechanic where if you have this cards in your opening hand, you reveal it and you scry X amount of times based off the card?
I think they got that with another ley line, don't they?
Well, I'm saying not a ley line, but you reveal the card instead of playing it. But you reveal the card. You kind of get a mechanic like this. You reveal the card and you scry X.
Ah, okay. X to its mana cost.
Yeah, Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, you're like, I reveal a card from my hand, but because I'm revealing this card, I'm getting to scry. Or what if they had an ability where you reveal this card and you're like, oh, I can swap it out with the top card in my library, or something like that. Or maybe you draw an additional card or start the game with an additional card in your hand. Scry line. Scry line. Yeah. Hello, Cookie Dude. You're still muted if you didn't know. Yeah, scry line. Yeah, we could have scry lines, Or what if they made a mechanic for, let's say, the Boros? Because I think Boros would need this the most. What if they made an ability called Scruff? And I just randomly made up a name in my head. But Scruff would be like, you have a burn spell, red-white burn spell, deals 4 damage to target creature. And instead of going to your graveyard, it shuffles back into your library.
Ooh, that'd be great.
I think because there's not a lot of draw red white all the time, and there's not a lot of reanimation red white. So having it shuffle back in your library gives you a random chance to play it again. It makes it harder to mill.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that'd be an interesting mechanic for sure.
Yeah. Is that 4 damage to any target?
Well, I haven't designed the full card, but it'd probably be the target creature or planeswalker or player.
Well, if it's any target, then you can just take that card, hit your opponents. If they ain't got no creatures, put it back into your deck. Then when you draw it, then if they mill you, you gotta know what. Then you take that card, make it mill resistant. Where if it gets milled, it goes back into your deck. And then after that, you'd never lose a game.
Right.
So I've been listening. So a mechanic it's a card that's available now, right? And you're thinking
a mechanic is an ability, right?
An ability.
So it's any kind of ability, like a mechanic, like how your commander of your green red deck gives all your dragons double strike. Well, double strike, so your creature with double strike attack hits twice. That is a mechanic. A mechanic is basically a long text, a long text put into one or two words.
Okay, so it's like an action or
Yeah,
an ability. Okay.
right. Yeah,
And you're
exactly.
coming up with alternatives to what's out there,
Right.
right?
Well, we're just playing around with the idea of making our own mechanics. I mean, what if they came out with triple strike? Like seriously, like they got a 1/1 that has strike, so it does 3 damage instead of 1.
Yeah. Well, you have one that comes out that you play it, it destroys everything on the board and you win.
Yeah, that's simple.
Yep.
That's a mechanic winning the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But you can only play it once because that's all you need to do, right?
Right? Hmm.
Once per
Yeah.
game. That's
Right.
interesting. That's a good topic. I
Mhm.
mean,
Right. Because
I mean,
I think Boros having the shuffling a used card in your library is a good mechanic because Boros runs out of cards, runs out of steam, and I think that's a way to keep it up. James, all I do is win.
all I do is win.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All right, James.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so because like there's like I could see where the tough decisions come in the game, but like imagine what they could do. Imagine having a land cycle. Say you had a non-basic land cycle that was like a forest, an island, a swamp, or whatever. And there's non-basics. There's basic lands basically. They're monocolored. They don't have a subtype, but when they come into play, they let's see. I'm trying to think of an interesting ability. They 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 have an ability counter on them, like the forest has a trample counter, and it says whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you can move that trample counter onto it. Red has first strike counter. Whenever creature you control enters the battlefield, you may put that first strike counter on it. You know,
Well, red is not better known for haste.
right? But there's not a haste counter yet.
True.
But first strike's a thing. So, but also double strikes more in red and white. But white can have a lifelink counter. Move a lifelink counter into a creature come to play. I think it's a pretty cool idea. See,
Black, I'd give it a death touch.
mechanic name for cards that enter the battlefield and do damage to any target is Impact. That's a good Captain Waffles name. That's pretty good. Impact. Woo woo. Impact. I like that. Mechanic name for cards that enter the battlefield and do damage to any target is Impact. That's pretty cool. Impact 3. Impact 2. Impact 1. Impact Go.
Impact forever how many lands you control.
No, you're just breaking a card.
Uh,
But yeah, so I mean, imagine like you have a full land cycle, 5 colors, just monocolored lands that come with an ability counter. And when a creature enters the battlefield, you can move that ability counter onto the creature. Like blue would have like a looting counter, which I don't have yet, which I would put, or unblockable counter on it, or what's a good blue mechanic? Flying, maybe.
Draw.
Did you just say crawl?
Draw.
Draw. Yeah. No, we're not gonna do draw. That's too busted. Yeah, like no, like let's say blue has a flying counter on it, and it gives a creature flying. So and all the lands come into play tapped because you don't want to make it too fast. You play a creature spell, you can move that counter onto them. They've done this before with this green land. I can't remember the name of the green land, but it had graft 1. It's a land that came in with a +1/+1 counter, and if a creature came into play, you move the +1 counter onto it. So it's a doable ability. I think it's a mechanic worth exploring, especially for a cycle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, blue is unblockable too. Yeah, I was really trying hard not to think of unblockable because unblockable is the easiest to go route. That's why I said flying.
Yep.
Block. um, but yeah, so like, but you can think of different things from other games. Like they like make all these stupid counters. Like got food counters, blood counters. You got clue count, not counters, tokens. Yeah, food tokens, food blood tokens. You got tokens. You got all these kind of tokens. They can make they could make a new token for anything, which I think is stupid. Like energy counters is I think is an excessive parasitic ability. But like what if they made not melding cards, but what if they made a card a type that cared about creature types, and they took abilities like an ability like a flip card, where you can play the card face up as its creature, or you can turn it around as an aura. I think that'd be interesting. Like play it cast as an aura, kind of like bestow, but when it goes to the graveyard, it flips back to the other creature side. So I think that'd be good.
Yep.
Yeah, Termagoyf tokens.
Gosh.
Termagoyf. Yep, Goyf tokens. So yeah,
That would be interesting.
right.
I
Like
mean,
I think modal DLC. I think that's what they call it, DLCs. But not no dual land card. No, modal spells where the front side's a creature and the back side's an aura would be cool. Or an equipment. Back side's an equipment. That'd be cool too. Like front side's a creature, back side's an equipment. That could be really cool as well.
I mean, they got cards that will, if it dies, it'll turn into like a curse, enchantment, or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like if a card dies and flips around, comes back as the flip side. That'd be cool, like a curse for sure. That's a great idea right there. I mean, that seems simplistic and pretty good, pretty solid.
Yeah.
You have a zombie that comes into play, it attacks, it dies, it comes back as like called the graveyard remains, right? And the graveyard remains comes into play as a curse, and it says at the beginning of your opponent's upkeep, they get a poison counter or a toxic counter or whatever you want to make. Because it may come out the new counter type by then, and they're like,
Thank you.
curse builds up.
We must be family because we do a lot of stuff, so, oh my God.
God.
Oh, oh, she's
Oh man, today's episode is brought to you by Oh My God. All right, that's funny. Just let it roll with it. Just roll with it. It happens. It's live.
That is life indeed.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's ways.
Kamigawa, that's right. That's where the
Kamigawa has creatures
I was
that
talking
flip
about.
into non-creature cards. Yeah, like are you talking about the original Kamigawa? Where they're creatures that turn into enchantments, and the card literally flips 180 degrees. Because I remember those. But now imagine that same concept, but where they actually flip all around. Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool card. Pretty cool card. I think that's a good concept. I mean, look, we're brainstorming what Magic does because we're showing how smart we are. We're smart, America. No kidding.
Be right back.
Right. But no, I think it's interesting to play around with these kind of ideas because, like, what if we were given the chance to design a set for Magic the Gathering? We had to create 2 new mechanics. What would you do, kind of thing?
2 new mechanics.
Yes.
Let's see that one mechanic. Mega mutate.
Mega mutate.
Yep.
It's like Megamorph, but Mega Mutate.
Yeah, I'd bring mutate back, but I'd make it mega mutate to where if when you mutate this, and one of the cards I had, when you mutate this creature, you may cast another mutate on creature onto this creature for free.
What if they made Mutate, but with a kicker?
Oh yeah.
So, Mutate, it's like its own ability they pay for. But they had Mega Mutate, which was a kicker cost. So instead of paying 5, you paid 7. You got to play Mega Mutate, and you got to throw in another Mutate creature on it for the Mutate cost, which gave you a discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice too.
Right. That's a good idea. Like fixable, relatable. Daddy-os.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't think that's too broken either.
No, because Mutate doesn't give a creature a buff. It gives them it shares the abilities, but it doesn't give them a buff, and it's either top or bottom.
Yep. Exactly.
Honestly, I hope they never bring Mutate back because it's too complicated and convoluted as an ability. But if they ever bring it back, I mean, there are some good cards like Brokos. Pretty good.
I enjoyed Mutate when it was out.
Well, Mutate was more of a better of an arena ability than it was a physical card ability where you had to figure out everything. And then everything in card form. Like if the card's on top like this, you got to remember all the abilities. Where Arena just smashes it together. When you look at the card, it gives you the full list of abilities on the card. Where in paper form, you had to look at both cards a couple times. Hold strong. This creature takes 0 combat damage in first strike step, and it takes normal damage in regular step. That's actually not bad. That's actually not a horrible idea either. But yeah, like Arena makes abilities seem a little more flexible, which I should say. Like I said, when you mutate an Arena, it alters the card. So when you read the card, it shows all the abilities there. Where in paper form, when you mutate, you kind of got to look at both the cards, remember all the abilities. So yeah, and I'm not dogging you on your thinking. It's a good thought. My brain is trying to keep things simple, but you have an Arena mindset because you play Arena.
True.
Like Mega Mutate, the way you were originally explained it could have been an alchemy ability because almost that busted where you can mutate for free. Like I think if you had a kicker cost, it makes it more fair because you're basically giving yourself a discount to mutate the other card.
Yeah, but I only do it like once per turn.
Right.
That ability.
One ability I would like to make would be a mono white ability. It'd be for white only. It'd be on converted mana cost three spells. It'd be like Discover 3, but for creatures only. So like we'll call it Scout, the ability Scout. You put it on a creature and it gets to scout for 1, 2, or 3. So the creature comes in play, you look at the top card of your library, reveal the top card of your library to reveal a creature card that's converted mana cost 3, 2, or 1 and put it in the battlefield.
Yes.
The big colorist. All right. But yeah, like a scout ability. Well, it could be a white green ability, but the scout cost cannot be above 3. Because you don't want to break the ability. It's good, but it'd be mainly for white because it would help the go wide strategy in small weenie decks.
Yep. But they have one thing about WotC. They have made a lot of broken mechanics.
It's all trial and error for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they made one broken mechanic in just one card.
Yep.
Look at Emrakul, the one that lets you, when you play it, you get to control your opponents. Tap their creature, take extra turn, tap their creatures, then boom, go in for the kill. That is busted.
Busted. But it's not horrible. But they've done it. Yeah, they break mechanics all the time. It's trial and error. Like Dredge was a bad mechanic. Like good mechanic. I love it. But it's too powerful. But if I could, I'd bring it back in a heartbeat. Like they did on the new Necrobloom creature, or whatever it's called.
Capsule.
Time capsule.
You are watching Super Fast Tortoise.
Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright.
Well, where did the hour go? It's all your fault, Hillbilly. All your fault. You suck up all the time.
I reckon I did. I didn't know it was this late already. Dang, blaggy.
Yeah, bring it.
I'm flying.
All those good ideas you have are just taking up time. Stop it.
Right? Well, yeah. So, like, look, let's. I just want. I'm trying to make topics that generate the thought process, get the brain moving. That's why the topic's been so different lately. So, I'm trying to get people motivated and thinking and being involved. But yes. So yesterday, because James Willis is like on a different topic. Did you say there's something about another fundraiser auction yesterday? Well, so I'm trying to put together an idea for an auction so I can get coffee cups made with the Super Fast Tour logo for people of the channel like Hillbilly Cookie Dude, Tabal's Prentice, and other people, you know, who are supportive of the channel. And we'll definitely like to get one for James Willis too. Eventually, but I have to look in the orders and all that jazz. But yeah, eventually I want to do an auction. So I'm looking into the pricing to figure out what I need to. I need to talk to the right people who want to help out and everything with it. That's what I'm talking about. I need to plant the idea. I need to get it done because I want coffee mugs. Like, can you imagine if this mug had the Super Fast Taurus logo on it? That'd be cool.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
that would be cool.
It would be cool. Can you imagine if Cookie Dude had a Super Fast Taurus logo on a coffee cup?
That'd be awesome. It'd be Papa Tortoise.
Papa Taurus. Papa Tortoise. Yeah.
Yes.
Woo. Yeah. That's what he's talking about. I brought it up because like I want to get some coffee mugs eventually made. I'm gonna look up some more, but I think like $300 is probably gonna be like the max amount we need. But I'm gonna have to look it up because some websites when you buy like 100 different mugs charge ridiculous price for 100 mugs.
Wow.
I don't need 100 mugs.
You don't need 100 mugs.
No,
It's probably more expensive if you just order. You know, if you order 30, it's probably going to be more expensive to order 30.
Well, that's what I'm looking at. Is because like I don't. If I could, I'd just order the amount I need. I don't need 30 mugs, but we're looking at it.
Well, if you're thinking about merch one of these days, man, 100 would be the way to go. But I know you only don't need that many. I do know that. But
I did not understand what you said.
But you can do giveaways, you know.
Yep. I mean, I understand you don't need 100. However, I know one of these days you're going to want to have merch just out there.
Especially
But
Okay.
you know, but I still
Especially
understand
give
that
us
you don't need
1,000
that many.
subs.
Right. Well, eventually, but like I'm trying to stay in my means. Like yeah, I like if I ordered 100 mugs and I had 100 mugs, but the problem ain't that I have 100 mugs. The problem is where am I storing these 100 mugs?
That is
I'm
the
in a
issue.
small trailer.
Underneath your bed.
Underneath
In the
That's
kitchen.
actually not a bad idea. Underneath the bed, I actually got space there.
I mean, that
Yeah, I don't know.
is the space is the issue having.
Yep.
Yeah. I like
And
to have a
Captain
mug
Waffle,
with
Having
my-
more gives opportunities for giveaways and sell them. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Exactly.
think that also Captain Waffle. Yeah, wife. Well, I'd have to talk to my wife about the second part of that, but yeah, well, at least giveaway merch is pretty good. I think, and coffee cups are definitely in flavor.
Yeah, I'd like to have one with a Could You Do mug. That'd be awesome too.
And where there's a will, there's a way. There's a way.
I'll have to research that. You know,
I have to look.
where
I
I
have
could,
to look up more on it too. But we have one more step to do before we end the show.
Oh, yeah.
oh no.
Yeah. Boom. Show.
Hey, everybody. I'm at 452 subs. Let's get there to 500.
That's
And
right.
also, on the 5th, which is Wednesday, I will be doing this early access streamer events. Starts at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, and I'm going to stream till it's over. Although I will have to take a break eventually while I'm doing this. But other than that, if you want to, you're a member of my Discord, you want a shout out for yourself, for your channel, then go ahead and make a deck with some Modern Horizon 3 cards and submit them into my Discord. There's a section of my Discord where you can submit the deck. Then I'll run the deck in early access, give you the shout out, give you the credit, run the channel, got the channel out and everything during early access streamer event. And other than that's really all I have to show. But be no stream Monday on my channel. I got something I got to do. Unfortunately, now it probably might be an afternoon stream Monday. For sure, there ain't gonna be no morning stream.
Right. No morning stream Monday. Tomorrow. And don't forget, Waffles has a pool game extravaganza coming up June 22nd at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. $6 per pull. Pre-order till June 7th. $7 per pull after June 7th. Every 5 pulls bought equals 1 extra spot in the prize wheel. Grand prize is 1 Modern Horizons 3 Play Booster box. Dude, we need to talk about your tax here. It's too dark to see 6, 7 in that, but your design is pretty good. Visit YouTube, Patreon for information to see all the prizes, additional bonuses for Patreon members. So check out the Patreon page and become a patron. Pay for pulls. You can go to these links and have fun with that. Then, boom.
Savannah Lion, what's up?
What about Savannah Lions? Yo.
Did I interrupt you there? If I did, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but that's fine. It's Savannah Lions. It's always great when he can jump on the show. It's late at night. So, coming on to the show tomorrow. There's no show tomorrow in the morning. Tomorrow's game day, so it won't be a show in the afternoon. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. Just a day to hang out. Enjoy your day off tomorrow. Have a wonderful time tomorrow when you're out having fun, doing magic stuff, doing your stuff. You guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. You guys make this show what it is, and we're only cool because you guys give us cool points. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing, everybody, and I hope you guys have a wonderful time. And today, I'm going to end you off with this.
Damn thing. Zip the shit up. Zip.